Hi everyone. If you're struggling with sleep and you struggle for a long time or for 3, 4, 5 months or even for a few years and you're not sure how to deal with that, where to approach, it could be different reasons. Stress, anxiety, it could be depression, any other reason. But today I've got on my interview. I'm interviewing today Norine, and I'll just let her speak for herself. And I've worked for Norine for the last few months, and it's just so exciting to see the progress she made with her sleep. So if I haven't met you, I'm Lana, the sleep coach, and I help people to sleep well so that they can have energy, that they can be productive and enjoy their life and not worry about their sleep. I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us what's your name and where you come from. And yep.
Okay, sure. My name is Norine Bell, actually, and I'm from Minnesota, USA for Lana. And I did the program just shy of 3 months ago, I believe. And it has done wonders for me.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit first, what were your sleep struggles before you started working with me?
Sure. I've been struggling for really on and off for 20 plus years. It's been a very, very long struggle for me. And I've tried other things, the over-the-counter meds, and well, I'll get into that, but about a year and a half ago.
You can mention what things have you tried, and yep, and how did you keep trying different things?
I've tried melatonin. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't work. I never did like sleep medications, but like the Advil PM or those PM things that you took would make me very tired, but I still couldn't fall asleep. And that was the sleep fear and the anxiety that I had. So those medicines made me very tired, but they weren't taking care of the problem that I was having.
Yeah.
So about a year and a half ago, I reached out to a therapist because I was having one of those bad cycles that lasted several days, 4 or 5 days, and I was just frustrated, exhausted. And I went to a therapist, and one of her specialties was sleep. So I thought. So I went and explained what was happening. For me, I have sleep fear and anxiety, and the sleep fear is not a fear of sleeping. It's a fear of not going to sleep and how crappy I feel the next day. I feel physically sick. As the night goes on, I'm more fearful that I don't remember how to go to sleep. I forgot how to go to sleep. Then the anxiety.
Yeah, well, sleep isn't a natural thing, but because of other things that interfere with our sleep, we're in a state of hyperarousal, and sleep is not possible. So yeah, you exactly, quite often people stay in that cycle of insomnia because of fear of not sleeping. Yep.
So I went to the therapist, and she tried really hard to help me, but after 4 sessions, she just didn't understand what I was going through really, and really how to help me. And I stumbled across you on the internet, on Facebook, and joined the Facebook group. And then if anybody is wavering to do the program, trust me, take that leap, because it was like it's an answered prayer for me. Lana is an answered prayer for me. The program is an answered prayer for me. I refer to it. I travel a lot. So I would struggle with traveling and sleep.
So we'll talk a bit about that. But about the program, you said that the program really helped you. So what was in the program? How did it work? What did we do from the start? How did it work for you?
Well, my sleep assessment, you took that and created my program according to that. And the first thing that made me so excited was you know, people before would say sleep fear. What? That's ridiculous. Just lay down and go to sleep. And it's like, well, unless you've experienced that, you have no idea how awful it is. And you understood, you got it. And in my program that you created for me, and then we tweaked it, you addressed that.
Yeah,
And
it's
for
because
me, that was huge.
yeah, quite often it's sleep fear. Yeah, but this thing that we do around that makes sleep worse or very unhelpful because it's on our mind first of all, sleep fear, but then this very unhelpful behavior um, just keep us stuck in that cycle of insomnia. So it's we needed to address both the behaviors and your mindset at the same time. So because people could think, oh, it's just you have only to tweak your thinking, but it's all combined. It's what you do, what you
Absolutely.
think, and what you don't do. So we had to deal with all of that. Yep.
That's in fact, if friends or family would have a bad night's sleep, they would call it, oh, I had a Norine night. And I thought, I don't want that label. Don't label, don't label me that. I'm trying to fix this. So
Yeah, your
that's
friends
true.
even kind of knew that your issue for years. Yeah, and then they
Yes.
would say Noreen sleep.
I had a bad night. That's a Norine night. I'd be like, oh boy. So
Need to change that. I need to change that. Yeah.
now when people ask me, I say, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, um,
Yeah.
but it is the mindset, the breathing techniques. I've used them many, many times. Um, that's huge for me. The
Yeah.
journaling, my gratitude book.
Yeah.
Um,
So did you talk a bit like about how also communicating with that during the program? What did you find was helpful and how it helped you with your sleep? Because remember
I
initially we
think,
had lots of messaging going.
yes,
Back
we
and forth.
did. And I would say that's probably my number one, my number one, um, in the beginning, the number one help for me was because you are a tremendous support system. And I knew I could message you, which I did. You know, we had a lot of messages going back, and it would be 3 a.m. for me, and I would be in a panic, and you would answer me as soon as you can, depending on what time it was for you,
Yes, in New Zealand, that's
and
right. Yeah.
always give me reassurance. And I went back to those messages I just did this past week, and reread, or I carry my program with me, and I will refer back to that for different things that we've decided that works for me, my breathing, my meditating, listening to my meditating tapes, those kind of things, to get my mindset, to change my mindset so I don't let that panic take a hold of me.
Yep. And quite often you also struggled with going away. So you canceled lots of your conferences or trips because you were fearful that you couldn't sleep. And that would been for years for you, that struggle, that going away, you kind of almost programmed yourself that you knew that you wouldn't sleep. And that kind of continued for a long time. And I remember the first time you said to me, I am doing this one trip. I booked at least for one night and I really want to spend time with my friend. And I said, let's do it because let's make one step at a time, one night, and how we could do. So yeah, that was your struggle for a while as well. And it was so shame that you could miss so many things. But now you kind of know you could do it. You could go for your trips, you meet with your friends and be away from home. So just um, tell us a little bit about that because you were away at the moment at your rental place and I just had amazing trip and I saw some photos. I was well done that enjoying your holiday. Yep.
In the past, I would have, and you're right, the thing with my friends, and I did message you at like 3 a.m. and said, I'm just here one night and I can't sleep and everyone's sleeping and I'm anxious and I want to go home. And you answered me back and it calmed me down and I fell asleep and I enjoyed the rest of my time there, which I was ready to pack my car at 3 o'clock in the morning and leave, but I did not. I stayed, and Was I a little tired the next day? Sure. But I was fine. But yes, we just traveled well, we just got home yesterday, actually. We were on a trip, and I did have a couple rough nights, but there again, I used my breathing techniques. I read my journal. I read back about my good sleep nights, and I didn't let that fear, actually the anxiety and fear didn't even come. I just, one of the things you told me was, don't look at the time. So what? It doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. And I just thought, you know what? It's 1:30. Okay, now it's 2 o'clock. Oh, it's 2:30. It's okay. I will fall asleep. And I did. And I wasn't begging my husband to go home.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the
And what,
past, I would have been begging to go home.
yeah. Yeah. No, that's incredible. So what would you say to, in general, how is your sleep now compared to what it was 3 months ago?
A lot better. I don't get anxious if I have a night where I'm awake late. It's like big deal. It's okay.
So,
It's okay.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
I don't even think about the anxiety or the cycle or the fear. Actually, it's kind of gone.
Yeah.
It,
It's
it's kind of
incredible.
gone. It's
Yeah.
gone.
Remember, we quite often say that treat every night as a separate event, and every night it's like a day. It's not every day the perfect day, and it sometimes happens. But we had to work. You had to work through this journey to kind of learn those techniques, learn those how to talk to yourself, how to reshape your thoughts, what to tell yourself. And yeah, it took a few months, but just the confidence is here that you it just the fear gone, anxiety is gone, and knowing that each night approach in a different as a separate event, that's so astonishing. Yeah, powerful. It's really powerful for you.
Very
Uh,
powerful. In the past, it would get late afternoon and I'd start to get anxious about, oh, I didn't like nighttime because I was always fearful of what my night was going to be. Now I don't even think about that. In fact, I kind of embrace nighttime. It's like it's
yeah,
okay.
it's
It's
almost like
okay.
looking forward. It's time to rest
Yes.
and time to sleep, and yeah, your body. And the more you do it, the more you train your mind that way, the easier it becomes. So what would you say to someone who is maybe on the fence and thinking, would it work for me? Because I might be struggling with different things, not exactly Norine sleep I have. Or yeah, because everyone is so different, individual, and they will have their issue that contribute to insomnia. So what would you say to someone who is on the fence? Would they
I
spend time, energy, money?
well, you know, every penny worth spent. I would say don't struggle. Uh, you're such a support out there and you get it. You understand. You're not judgmental. You understand. It makes a huge, huge difference just to have that support. So, and to have a program to go back and refer to and
Because it's
all
for
your
lifetime. This
suggestions.
program, you got the course for lifetime. So
Yes,
I'll just
yes.
say to someone maybe watching, you're getting the course for lifetime where I'm teaching all the techniques, how to sleep well, dealing with your sleep behaviors, with your mind, how to, some relaxation techniques, breathing. So everything taught in the course. So you've got the course for lifetime. And you can go back anytime. You also got your personalized plan, all the messages, also that we walked through step by step, and as well as your plan with everything what we covered in the 3 months. So you always can go back and say, oh yes, this is kind of, I've gone through that. I know what to do about that. So yeah. So what else would you say to someone?
I would say do it. Do the program. Go, you know, you'll feel so happy and joyful and good and rested and and the obsession about insomnia and sleep, it diminishes. It's not in the forefront anymore of my everyday.
Mhm.
If it's even there, maybe every now and then in the back, but it's not a prominent thought
Yep.
for me
Yeah.
anymore.
That's exactly what you said. It kind of, you want to get on with your life, enjoy your life. As you said, have joy, enjoy things that you're doing, what's important for you, know how to deal with the thing, and that the sleep will take, while you take care of everything else in your life, sleep will come. Sleep is a natural thing, and as I say quite often, again and again, 80% what you're doing at daytime that determines the quality of your sleep. And that's why when we start getting obsessed about sleep, that's when it becomes a trouble. And that's when you need to
Yes.
deal. Yeah. Um, but no, I really enjoyed working with you, Noreen, because you were kind of open-minded. You wanted to learn, and it just being flexible and just try and not to kind of get stuck in the same thing. Oh, it wouldn't help. I'm just, yeah. So I really enjoyed working with you, and I wish you all the best. And
You
yep, I'll see you in the group. And thank you so
okay?
much for your time.